Live has been like it just goes like it used to take a moment to prepare, and these days it's just like you're going live, you're already ready to go.
You press next, you gonna be live. So, just bear with us, guys. Yes, welcome, welcome. I know you ain't really saying, right? Welcome, because we're not prepared. Can you close
Are you
that?
gonna turn that?
But all praises to the Most High. Man, this is a good example that you always got to be ready, right? You always got to be ready
Yeah.
and prepared for any situation. So that's a good point there. So all praises to the Most High. Welcome, guys.
This is such an important video because we're coming up on a sensitive time of the year that most people don't know about. I didn't even know about this. You've been studying it for years, for a year now. You've been increasing, your wealth, your knowledge, your capabilities with understanding XRP, understanding Brics. Like this year, we have really learned so much about finance, and we knew about finance being that we have a finance marketing agency. But man, once you start to understand a little bit of finance, it really teaches you how much you don't know about specific industries within finance, because crypto is an industry, XRP is an industry. Yeah. Knowing which accounts to get for your high yield savings is an industry. Business economics is an industry. Like there's so many, there's such a nuance with finance. And today we are so excited to be sharing this with you.
Yes, guys, man. If you don't know what's really going on around the world, you gotta do your research. And we're gonna be talking about some stuff in this video to give you some information about this Brics, the finances, this digital asset space is really taking off. There's a lot of banks already that is updating their system, because you got to think their system is before the 2000s really. So they're catching up to what is to come. So everything that's happening right now, I know is looking crazy and stuff, but it's for a reason. They say it's for the better, and for us, I say you got to get it while it's good before everybody, the whole world knows about it. Because once that happens, it's gonna be too late, and I believe that's when certain things will start to happen on your right hand and stuff in your forehead. So you gotta get it before it explodes. So yeah.
So when you say it, what are you talking about? Because remember, we're talking to people who don't really know what we're talking about. They don't know XRP. They don't know crypto. They barely know about Brics.
I'm
Brazil,
just
Russia,
talking
India,
about
China, South Africa.
I'm just talking about this crypto space, because it is certain things that you have to know how to move wallet to wallet, certain addresses and stuff. So you can't just, it's not a 1 day thing. It's not a 2 week thing. You really just got to keep doing it. Because remember the one time when I transferred some money to our bank, and then I didn't do something properly.
Yeah.
But now I know. So it's certain little things like that where you got to learn how to navigate this crypto space, this digital asset space, to just be prepared for what's to come. And I believe it's a good thing to know, because I say March, before the end of March, you're going to see a big change happen in the banks, in the ecosystem, in the whole world really. So and it's not just about XRP and the utility behind XRP, just why XRP is important, but just this digital asset space is very important to know about.
Yeah, at least so you can obtain your leverage, because when you talk about moving to Africa, when you talk about diversifying, oh look, there's some cows. I love when I see the cows. That's so cute. But when you're talking about diversifying your wealth strategy in Africa, moving abroad, there are three main things that you need. One, your mindset has to be stayed on, I'm leaving America, and no matter what, I'm going to figure it out as I go along. Number two, business. You need to already own and operate a business that brings in resources, has repeatable systems for success, meaning You don't move to Africa without having a viable business model. That's why we teach online business. That's why we teach launching your business, marketing online, having something that you can carry with you anywhere on earth.
Yeah.
So that then if you want to open up a shop, you can do that. Or if you just want to keep your consultancy online, you can do that as well. Number 3, diversifying your investments, because once we retained and grew our wealth, then we needed to know how to hedge our wealth. We've been doing this in a variety of ways. 1, high yield savings with SoFi. 2, we do that with investing in things like XRP, investing in crypto, investing in stocks. Okay? 3, we have this understanding of Brics, because guess what? This was just published February 11th, and but for whatever reason, this isn't hitting CNN. This is huge.
I think they're done talking about Brics. So you really got to do your own research about Brics, because this is a lot of things that is going on right now behind the scenes. So that's why we always say distractions will distract you. Like, you really got to put your energy into things that's going to be in the future, that's going to be very important in the future. If you ask any good investor, good smart investors, put it like that, they always think about the future. They always think about what is going to be popular in the future. So you got to start thinking about what is going to happen in the next 5 years, the next 10 years. So, if you don't know, go ahead.
Yes, I'm reading from www.gov.brazil, okay? This is a government initiative in Brazil, okay? Brazil launches its Brics 2025 website. Brics Brazil 2025 official website. Again, if you don't know what Brics is, Brazil is the number one, Brazil is the number one country of Brics. Russia, India, China, South Africa, Nigeria just joined not too long ago, just a few weeks ago, I believe. Maybe it's a month ago by now. But for whatever reason, this is not hitting CNN. Y'all know we barely listen to CNN. We like to know what's going on around the global south, because we're seeing this dissonance between the global north and the global south. We have decided to go on the side of the global south because we are from the global south as African people of African descent, okay?
And I wanted to say this, just how we just named Brazil, Russia, what is it?
India, China, South Africa.
China, South Africa, right? You gotta understand and know which countries are doing business with these countries also. So that is a very important thing to know. I just wanted to keep that in people's heads.
I mean, most people don't know. We'll try to explain a bit of it on this live, but if people are really into understanding African geopolitics, African investing strategy as it relates to crypto, XRP, which countries trade with each other, we do invite you to get a slot in the State of the Diaspora March edition that has 4 spots available. Check the link out in the description to see what that's about. But Brazil is about to launch their Brics 2025 website, okay? Actually, it's already launched. It's available in Portuguese and English. The site gathers information about the Brazilian presidency of the group. So let me read this article to you. We're gonna go step by step, give you our real-time exclamations, commentaries, so that you can make decisions on your own and understand that CNN is not going to tell you this. Fox News is not going to tell you this. You're probably seeing Trump doing new initiatives, saying he potentially wants to own Ukraine. All you hear about in America is Trump, Trump, Trump. But Trump is not the king of the world. There are other things happening in the global south that you should pay attention to if you want to diversify and live your dream life in Africa, as we have been doing, as our counterparts, as our clients have been doing for 5+ years.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm sorry, but I do want to say this too, because Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, right, has different currencies, right? They have their own currency, so that's why we keep mentioning XRP, because that's a bridge. That's going to be a bridge. So if they want to send $1 to, I'm just using dollars because that's what we used to, but they want to send $1,000 to South Africa, they're going to have that $1,000 there in South Africa quick. minimum fee is not Swift Bank. So it's little things like that why XRP is important, and that's what just popped up in my head because these are all different currencies. It's not like all
Yeah.
the same currency.
Exactly.
Which XRP will kind of make it the same currency.
Yeah, the way you break down XRP to me, when I didn't understand it, XRP is essentially the SWIFT system. If you don't know what SWIFT is, when you do international transfers, you actually bank through the SWIFT network. Okay?
Yeah.
So XRP, if I'm correct, is a competitor to the SWIFT network, or will completely turn over, and SWIFT won't be a competitor with them anymore. It'll be a system shift automatically when all of these things truly come into fruition, and they're going to come into fruition in a couple of weeks in March.
You gotta, go ahead. We'll talk about that later. Yeah.
So I'm on this website, y'all. When I edit the live, I'll leave the link in the description to the article from Plan Alto, the government website for Brazil. Details about Brics, new items, economic data on the member countries, the activity calendar, and frequently asked questions about the group can be found on the new Brics Brazil website, launched this past Tuesday, February 11th. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's the actual website too. We're going to go to the actual website and see what they're talking about. Now, is this a coincidence that they're about to announce all these things just in a couple weeks and they just actually opened up this website? I think not. We don't believe in coincidences, but maybe y'all do, but we'll continue. The site also provides information about previous summits and documents that guide discussions on strengthening cooperation among keyword, understand this keyword, global South countries. Okay? We want some context here. Historically, the global South has been pillaged, raped, sanctioned, and decimated by the global North. That's like prophetic biblical context for you to understand what is actually going on, to discern what's happening on the spiritual, because things first happen in the spiritual before they happen in the physical. So when the tables flip, it's in line with what's happening in the spirit, in line with what the Most High is pronouncing against the nations of the global North. Okay? So the website content is produced by the Social Communications Secretary of the Brazil Presidency. So this is straight from the president's office, which of course would lead you to believe that Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa are very close in their communications in their presidential offices. That's like the undertone that I'm seeing with this. So they're including an integrated communication strategy, showing the world what Brics is, and some of the most recent countries to join Brics have included Saudi Arabia, Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, Ethiopia, Indonesia, which by the way, Indonesia just surpassed a bunch of first world countries for the most tourism and real estate markets, and Iran. Okay? Now, some of the 9 partner countries, we aren't even done. Belarus, okay? Belarus is near Russia. They're an ally to Russia. Russia is in Brics, correct? Bolivia, Cuba, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, Nigeria, Thailand, Uganda, and Uzbekistan. Okay? So they have the new website up. Look y'all. Strengthening the Global South is the headline on the new Brics website. Brics is going to totally transform your Africa strategy. But it's not in the way you think. I think the main misconception people have is like, okay, so I need to invest in Brics currency. Where can I get one Brics dollar? And that's not, you need to instead invest in knowledge. You need to know the knowledge of Brics, the knowledge of geopolitics, the knowledge of what's happening, how to read the charts, how to analyze the economic data that you see, so you can choose what countries you want to live in, do business in, and have multiple residence permits in, okay?
Yeah, you saw, you gotta, I don't know how to say it. You just gotta be in proximity of
proximity
in these countries, because it's literally telling you which side are you gonna be on.
asking you,
Go ahead,
yeah.
name the countries again. What was
They're
it?
asking you what side of the global world you're going to be on, because we've been saying this for years, even before they've like said it out loud. Right now, they're just saying it out loud. Brazil, who is number one in Brics, the B stands for Brazil. They literally list on the Brazil Brics website that this is for the global south. Okay? So they're putting out a message saying those of us in the global south, i.e., South America, Africa, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, Asia as a whole, because Russia is also in Asia, saying all these people that are partners in the global south, including the Middle East, are teaming up together to bring down this corrupted global north system. You're going to have to choose a side. We have already chosen a side 5 years ago. We choose Africa. We choose the global south. Why? From a spiritual standpoint, we choose the global south because it has been oppressed for so long, and we understand the seasons and the times and the right rulings of the Most High. We understand that He is going to return for the global south to flip the captivity towards the global north. That's just prophecy. That's just reality. There are people who are in different religions that can understand this because they understand you have to reap what you sow. That's a biblical principle that people also have in a multitude of religions, because it's just common sense that he who leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He who kills by the sword will be killed by the sword. That's just reality. Some people call it karma, but for us who follow the Bible, we know that that is just a basic universal law that the Most High has created, that you must reap what you sow. And so with this new unity that we're seeing between Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, aka Dubai, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Iran, Belarus, near Russia, Bolivia, Cuba, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, Nigeria, Thailand, Uganda, and Uzbekistan.
These is yeah. Just think about that. And I know Trump just signed a deal with United the UAE, right? For the biggest, what is it, the AI thing?
Yeah, they're doing their
they're doing like
offices
an
in Ohio.
Ohio
Data centers in Ohio.
something like
Yeah.
that. So Brics is gonna be doing business in a. They're doing this for a reason. Like you gotta know what's about to happen in the next 5 years, because it's happening, and it's like, dang, they are moving very, very wise.
Exactly. And something else that is a caveat to this, that obviously the global north understands, but I think a lot of us don't understand, who are wavering between two decisions. The other thing about an economy that a lot of people don't talk about is human capital. Humans are the economy. Meaning, if you live in a country that cannot repopulate its population, then the economy can only sustain itself for so long. Even if you add robots, the economy in the world is centered around humanity, not robots. So you can add all the robots, all the random stuff that you want, but if there are not humans that are leading successful lives, and when I say success, I mean happy, healthy, fulfilled lives, then you're only able to go so far in the global economy, which is what the global north is experiencing. Hence why Trump is so aggressive with, I need to take over Greenland, I have to take over Gaza, we need to own Ukraine. Okay, these are all very imperialist, aggressive tactics, because when you're hanging on your last leg, you're like, I gotta pull on, something has to stick.
Yeah, like he's moving out of. He's desperate. These are desperate moves that he's doing. So, although he seems all stern and strong, and he's desperate.
I think we
Because
see with Elon
US
Musk that
is-
he's desperate.
yeah,
When that man was in
US
the
is
Oval
going down.
Office.
Yeah.
I'm getting off track. That was
And
funny though.
that's just prophecy, as we keep saying. If you understand the Bible and understand prophecy, this kingdom has to fall. And we're not even talking about like the American kingdom.
The global North
Yeah.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
The Isles of the Gentiles.
British,
The Isles of the Gentiles, okay? Which is a conglomerate of a multitude of global North countries that were given a time and a season. But the Most High has said and declared its time's up. Now I'm going to declare what I want to do with the global south and turn this captivity.
You trying to hold on. They trying to just hold on by a string, and this string is about to break. It's about to just get cut.
And Trump said in a few weeks ago, it was about a month or a few weeks ago, probably just a few weeks, he said, I'm going to place sanctions on anybody who joins Brics. Now, I want to ask y'all, has that stopped Nigeria from joining a few weeks ago? Did that stop Brazil from launching their Brics website? Understand that the people of the global south do not care, because their intrinsic motivation of freedom is stronger than the intrinsic motivation of greed for the global north. And you have to ask yourself, okay, with all of this being said, who is the most high God of the earth? Who is the creator going to side with when he looks on these things in the earth? It's very clear. It shouldn't even be confusing at all. But for you, it should be a decision of, okay, which country in the global south do I want to be a part of? Which continent do I want to be a part of?
Really?
Uganda recently joined. That's an option that you could take. You know, the United Arab Emirates recently joined. A lot of black businesses are in Dubai. Ethiopia recently joined. But understand, even if there are African countries that have not joined yet, they will still be already joined in, because guess what? South Africa, a lot of people don't know this, creates products that go across all of Africa. For some reason, as Americans, we have this weird thing. I don't know what it is, because the data shows the exact opposite. We think everybody's buying American products. But when you come to Africa, you realize, oh, America doesn't create, produce, and export anything. America's a consumerist nation on every level, okay? So America does not produce for its own people. America also does not produce for people in Africa and the Middle East. Instead, the production is being made in Africa, okay? So South Africa produces the majority of different juices, produce, products, distributes them without Africa, especially in the SADC region, which is the Southern African Federation, a conglomerate of countries including Tanzania, South Africa, Botswana, Mauritius, Angola, Malawi, Seychelles, and a handful of other Southern African nations that trade together. And so people ask and have this misnomer, this misconception of people can't survive without America. People have been surviving without America.
Yeah.
For a very long time. The world is not America-centered. The Most High's name isn't America, okay? And so the world will continue to go on without America being the powerhouse. Does that mean America's going to disappear overnight? No. Does that mean the dollar is just going to go poof and disappear overnight? No. But it is going to continue to decline. And by the way, Canada just surpassed the U.S. in the strongest passport, okay? So America continues to decline. The control is slowly declining. It's a slow decline, which is such a blessing for you, because you then, as it declines slowly, you can stabilize yourself and say, okay, let me acquire knowledge, because guess what? A lot of people in academia, a lot of our people, we will spend 60K, 100K on student loans, if not 250K, depending on your expertise. But then when it comes to acquiring knowledge and networking with people in Africa, we're like, I can't do that. Now, Beyonce just dropped a new perfume and people are like, yeah, let me go get that. They just spent thousands on those tickets. But when it comes down to getting in the right rooms to acquire this information for a couple $100s or less, our people are like, and so everybody has decisions to make. We make decisions to invest in geopolitics, to invest in crypto, to invest in XRP, to invest in different demographics in Southeastern Africa. Eventually it will be West Africa, but in Southeastern Africa right now. It's a right now time. And I don't know if you want to touch on that documentary. I think that's worth saying again. That documentary we watched, was it the week before last week?
Yeah,
Land Grab.
We probably about to go watch it again.
Right. I was just going to, I think we need to watch it again and take note this time.
Yeah.
I really do, because
but it all leads to Africa.
All roads always lead to Africa. Africa is where Eden is.
Yeah.
It's where Eden
like
was.
Really, watch the grab, just like Alpha Wolfpack just said. Watch the grab. What was it on Hulu?
It was on Hulu, The Grab. Excellent documentary.
Yeah.
And it really broke down that the global north is in famine. They announced their plans for the next 50 years.
It's really like all of the world is like fighting over land and water. besides like really Africa, and Africa's starting to unite. So you know
Yeah.
they're doing business with a couple trusted countries that hasn't colonized them, that has not colonized Africa. So look up those countries, um, and see what it is, because a couple countries is part of Brics. You know, you really gotta know what's happening right now. This is
You
a
do.
pivotal time. This is a pivotal time, and you gotta be in the right environment. You gotta be in the right space. Um, you gotta get your citizenship somewhere else besides America. Especially, I want to say, especially if you a different race, but you know, there's a lot of stuff that's happening, and that's why we come on here and try to like, you know, plant seeds and warn you guys, because it's things that's happening behind the scenes that's not on mainstream media. And it's big business, big moves that's happening. Countries. It's not like the richest person in the world or something like that. These are
Countries,
countries that's doing this,
nations.
nations that's doing this. So, you know, and some of these nations, like I'm surprised that the UAE, they are part of BRICS, but they still doing. They said, hey, basically, we will help you out, United States of America.
Can somebody
But
say
they
Arab
putting all
colony?
that they putting all that money back into BRICS.
Can somebody say Arab colony? Let's break this down, y'all. The United Arab Emirates is investing millions and billions into
Billions.
AI data centers in Columbus, Ohio, where we're from. They're bringing all of these jobs, okay? Now, do you think that means that America's economy is just like, yes, okay, that's a part of it, but the bigger picture is that America becomes a colony of United Arab Emirates eventually. That's the bigger picture. Because what you didn't know that we found out in that documentary is that Saudi Arabia and companies own a lot of land in the west of America. Farmland. Land that Americans would need to grow food. The reason America can't grow food is because Saudi Arabia is extracting it for Saudi Arabians.
Yeah, and it's deep. Like it's like, well, okay.
Everybody wants to talk about Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, everybody wants to talk about those pants he wore and sold out in a day. That's crazy. I think those pants was like $1,200. People really buy
Stop.
$1,200 pants.
This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
This is literally embarrassing.
I mean, he
We're
got
the
his
only
money
people
back.
right now on this earth that are not thinking
Yeah.
in terms of geopolitics
It's just
and
it's just the
survival
juice.
for our legacy and our lineage.
It's the juice that America pours on everybody. If you sipping that juice, you probably gonna go try to buy some the new Jordans, or go try to buy some new pants that, you know, your savior or whoever that you call your savior, that he just wore some pants
How?
and everybody want to go buy it.
I can't.
Or Kanye West do like a thing and say, hey, I'm about to drop some shoes in 2 hours, and then it sells out in the next 2 hours. It's like, it's really crazy to think about. Like it's really like,
It's really
wow.
sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad because this is the mentality of captivity. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
If you don't get knowledge, my father would always tell me growing up, education is the way out of poverty. I was blessed that I didn't have to be born in poverty because my parents loved education and knowledge. Okay? And that's something that we instill in our children. Poverty and captivity are mindsets. There are no physical shackles on you, but your spending habits. Show me what your spending habits are. I'll tell you what your faith is in and what you believe in. You say, well, I don't really have no money. Then you spend thousands of dollars on Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce. Thousands of dollars at Disneyland. Well, you know, Disneyland is self-care. I think self-care for our perspective is investing in XRP and crypto, learning technical analysis, investing in our businesses, and going to different countries and creating networks there. To us, that's self-care, like actual self-care. So that if we want to go somewhere and we want to work on a project we have in East Africa, or we want to start a new project in West Africa, we actually have somewhere to go. That's self-care. That's like true self-care. And it shouldn't be stressful. It should be enjoyable. But we've been like rewired and brainwashed into thinking, okay, Self-care is going to Disneyland, spend $15,000 on a credit card, and then say I don't have any money and Americans have no money.
So I guess it's brainwashed. Self-care is to poison yourself.
And entertain yourself to death.
Yeah, it's deep. It's really deep. Like, you know, I'm just gonna go out, have a good time. And it's like, yeah, you go out, get your drinks, get your stuff, and that's still poisoning yourself. So.
Poisoning yourself is not self-care. That's self-hate.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, question. This is a question for the viewers. Do you believe that we were in better? How can I put it? Do you believe that we were a better community in slavery or outside of slavery, like now, present day, or back? Joe, just wait, hold on. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, you're saying, do we think that our community was better in slavery or out of slavery?
Yeah.
From a communal standpoint, I'll give you the answer. Right out of slavery, our people had the highest rates of marriages, owned farms, and even though they didn't have reparations and they were still in an unsafe space, they were more communal. But this day and age, the community, this is why we left America, because we were able to see 10, 50, 100 years in the future for Black America is total desolation. Like, there will be zero. It'll be nothing. Why? Because if you're not getting married, you're not producing families, you're not able to reproduce at all, period. Number two, if you have no wealth and resources, what do you have? Captivity, right? That's number two. There's like the two main things. Number three, take it from a spiritual standpoint, we have people that are out here like Cardi B, Sexy Red, all these people. It's a decayed, corrupted culture and society. We saw that, and we still honor what our ancestors fought for, still honor what they were able to do. But in that honor is, okay, they got us this far, not for us to go down the road of decay. They got us this far for us to go back to Africa and to have a choice and authority in our own life. That's what they fought for. They didn't fight for us to keep saying, you know, having parades and protests. How many protests are we going to do over the next 1,000 years as a community?
Yeah. That's deep. That's just another thing. It's like a big circle, like we always keep saying. It's just a big circle, and it's like year after year. And once you really start to understand the biblical calendar and, you know, the seasons, the times, the seasons and stuff, you will start to understand, okay, it's about to be the new year pretty soon. There's going to be some new blessings. And you got to be in the right position for those new blessings. So this is all that we're trying to really tell our people. What is French?
Yo, America didn't tell y'all this.
Yeah, it's a lot, and it's things that that happen. Like, you really got to start following not just what Donald Trump is doing. Follow what these other prime ministers and presidents are doing.
Yeah, because he made big threats.
That will give you a clear sign of what is to come. You got to see who is you know, doing business with each other.
No.
Come on, stop.
No.
Who's doing business with each other? Who's meeting with each other? Who's doing the corruption and money laundering?
I mean, this is crazy, guys. I just went on this website for the Brics Brazil. And one of the parts of the website, y'all look this up. They ain't telling you this in America. They should be, though, because France is their ally. By the way, France has been kicked out of how many African countries now? 5? Chad, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, right? Now, with all that being said, that decimates and cripples France's economy. So you know what they did, y'all? This is one of America's biggest, best buddies, allies. They say, you know, it's time for us to meet up with Brics. They say, you know what, I think we got to join Brics, y'all. France is like, hold on. They said, wait a minute. They said, at least if we can't beat them, join them. That's what France said. They was like, let's go ahead and join them. Yeah, we know America's an ally, but we got to have some other options. We got to do something else. Because they see the writing on the wall. And it's like, the question is, do you see the writing on the wall? We know we're only speaking to a small, minimum viable area of the market that can even understand the words that we're saying, that's even interested in these things.
Yeah.
The rest of the people will be, in those data centers that Dubai is going to create, working for Dubai in America.
Yeah, and countries are really investing in AI, so that should kind of tell you. You probably want to get to somewhere where there's lots of land to sustain yourself in the future, because it's either going to be smart cities, or you kind of like surviving off the land in a way. So you got to put your lineage, the next generation in position.
Yeah, and you have to be business minded. There's no longer time to depend on a W-2. You have to be business minded and understand that if you're not self-reliant, meaning if you can't create and package your offer, you can't bring a product to market, you cannot articulate your value in a way that people can understand, and you're constantly dependent on W-2, corporate America aid, so to speak, then it's crippling to your entire being, that you won't be able to make decisions. You won't know what to invest in. You won't know how to start a business in multiple countries. You won't know how to purchase land, how to move the way that you need to move. If you're always dependent on a W-2, you will find yourself back in America with the quickness. This is why we always tell people, start your business yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a little bit late, but the next best date is today.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like you can't. It's not a perfect time to start. If you're waiting for a perfect time to start, you're never. That time's never going to come, and time's just going to pass you. So you got to start like right now.
Yeah, because France, they start and they said, look, we he up here smiling.
So it's either like really learn how to start a business, launch your business, keep your business profitable, or learn this new skill set. Like really, learn a new skill set that's going to be still valuable in the future. Like really. And for me personally, I believe that's trading, technical analysis, learning how to analyze charts, learning how to invest in the right things for the future to come, because it's not stopping. It's really not stopping.
Yeah, because it's like once you get your business off the ground, you're then able to invest in stocks, in crypto, in XRP, in gold, and whatever it is, and to just move your strategy around. But without the right knowledge, you won't even know how to invest. That's where you'll find people that are like, oh, I invested $5,000 and got nothing back. It's because you didn't have knowledge. You didn't know anything about the market. You didn't even know the historical data of the market. You didn't even know how the stock market came about. You didn't even know how XRP came about. And so this is when we say invest in knowledge again. We will go into submarines of debt for student loans. We will literally be enslaved to a student loan. But when it comes to acquiring a skill set that can make you $500K over and over and over throughout the duration of your life, that may cost you $200, $300, $400, $500, you're like, I only got money for Disneyland and concerts.
Yeah.
This is slavery mentality. This isn't making sense. This is American consumerist mentality. And it's so bad, it's not just one demographic that's suffering from this plague of American consumerism. It's everyone in America that acts as a consumerist that will happen to be in the next line of captivity, which is going to be captivity to AI data centers. Why do you think Dubai just invested millions and billions in Columbus, Ohio data centers? Where your employer is no longer going to be Americans, it's going to be Dubai and the United Arab Emirates and the Saudi Arabians, who, by the way, again, Saudi Arabians own a lot of the land in the west coast of America that y'all don't know about because Beyonce and Kendrick dancing on stage. Meaning, if Saudi Arabia comes in and buys the land and they make a deal with the government and it happens to be land that you were farming on, they can come in and say, you know what, we just made a deal with the government. We want you off the land. We'll give you a little bit of money, but please get off this land. We need to send this food back to Saudi Arabia.
Did we watch another? No, that was part of the
that was part of the documentary. Saudi Arabia owning the land.
Yeah.
And the people, it wasn't, and this is what we're saying, it's not just the African American community, but they have to reap what they sow because they kicked our ancestors off the land. So now a lot of other American demographics are getting kicked off the land. and having it ripped right out from under them. They're like, but we've been in this community the whole time. And they're like, that's fine. But Saudi Arabia needs food. We don't got water in Saudi Arabia, but our oil-based money is worth more than US dollar. So they can buy your goods right out from under you, because the US dollar cannot compete with the Saudi Arabian dollar. The US dollar cannot compete with Kuwait's dollar, the oil-backed dollar. Look it up. The US dollar is not the strongest thing in the world. You have a whole list of Middle Eastern countries that are stronger than the US dollar. They don't tell you this on CNN. Beyonce and Kendrick's show ain't tell you that.
Yeah,
they just like spend money with me. It's all good.
Knowledge is key. Just do your research, because like they just teach us certain things in America that it's just American. Like, of course, Trump is gonna make America great again, but you know, I don't think that's for our people. Like,
I don't think it's for his people either.
Yeah, what America is doing right now is for America, and outside of America is still 96% of the world that just want unity, that just want to live peaceful, that just want to use their own resources, their own dollars, their own money and stuff. So that's just basically what it is. Like, really, they just want to be fair. They just want to be fair. So if you don't know about other countries, do your research, because America taught us the total opposite. So whatever America taught you about 9/11, the main media and stuff, do your research, because it's probably the total opposite of it.
Yeah. And they're teaching you America's number one, Trump's making America great, but guess what? All the water and food's being depleted to go to the Middle East. So now what? Is that making America great? No. That's making America destitute. It sounds like his movement is really make America destitute again, the way they made it destitute when they pillaged the land from the Native Americans. But I digress. But if y'all like our presentation style, feel free to check out the link in the description. It is an exclusive invite for you 44 who are on the live right now. There are 4 slots available for the next urgent. We are talking about urgent times, food crisis, water crisis, economic flips, geopolitical things happening in Africa,
global
citizenships going on everywhere across Africa.
Yeah.
You need to be in position. You need to be in the room if you would like to be in the room. You know, it's a decision you have to make. But 4 slots are available for the urgent State of the Diaspora March edition, March 9th at 8 a.m. We are going to be showing you our diversification strategy. We have purchased property. We've gone through land litigation. We have residents in multiple African countries. We're going to tell you what we're going to be doing, and you're going to be teaching also a little bit on technical analysis, XRP, given the historical of everything that's going on, because it will miss you if you're not in line this March, because this March is when they're announcing a lot of these things.
Oh, dang, that's probably the next day too. So you definitely want to be, I'll say this is a pivotal date, March 10th, because this is when the American banks are going to switch over to the XRP system.
What you mean?
American banks are going to switch over their system. So just, if you don't know, just do some research. And if you don't want to do research, feel free to hit me up. Because these, like, really, before March 10th, it's a lot of things that's about to just flip. It's going to flip in a second.
Oh.
And I think they already flipped the switch anyway, so
yeah,
they're just probably waiting for certain things to happen. But yeah, it's some information that you need to know.
I think the beautiful thing about this time is that when you're in the right position, when you have the right knowledge, you have a new set of problems that's a privilege to have. We were talking earlier about some of the holiday trips we want to go on, about some of the investments we want to make over the next 5 to 10 years in different regions in Africa. And it's like, wow, we have these new problems. And when you sit back, they're actually all opportunities. And you get to choose which opportunity you're going to invest in, versus when we lived in America, it was always just rat race, 9 to 5, no space for creativity, no space to travel Africa, no space to experience the culture of our peoples here on the continent in sub-Saharan Africa. But now we're in a space where it's like, wow, We have invested and our investments are paying off incredibly. It's amazing. It's a privilege and an honor to even be able to come on here and serve you guys in this capacity. So hopefully you will be obedient to the call and do whatever needs to be done on your end so that you too and your lineage can reap the rewards of obedience in its season. Obedience delayed is disobedience. We'll end with that.
Yes. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this live, this information. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We greatly appreciate all the support that you guys show. And yeah, check the links in the description. And we'll talk to you in the next video.
Shalom, shalom.
Go ahead.